When I'm asked what movies are kind of like inspire me to do something, if we're talking about a horror movie, it's not going to be horror movies. Silence of the Lambs, in the case of this movie, for me, it was a shorthand, right? It's like, how do I help myself in the mission of getting the audience to participate, to feel comfortable, to feel engaged, to access this thing that we're doing? It just became like the key code, right? The key code was Silence of the Lambs. That was what you punch in. And it got everybody to the place of like, oh, right, it's this thing. It's a procedurals. Oh, totally. She's out of her element. It's a woman. She's young. She shouldn't be doing this job. Oh, look, it's the evidence board. And you start to put those things. It's just like a magician doing the thing, right? It's like, there's no actual magic. He's just doing it over here so that he can do it over here. So for me to say that the movie is supposed to be or was inspired by Silence of the Lambs, sure. Is that what I was thinking about when we were making the movie? Never. The idea that we should be leading people into the Silence of the Lambs was conveyed to all the artists, all the production designers and the costumers and the art departments and cinematographers. We all were on the same page about it. But could you imagine if that was all I had? If I was just like, let's just redo Silence of the Lambs, I'd be in movie jail. I'd be in jail. Woman Under the Influence, for me, for this, was just strange to try to articulate abstract things that hit you in an abstract way. Women Under the Influence has this weird spontaneity to it, right? Like it feels like it lives every time you watch it, like it's still alive. It's never been frozen and reheated. It's always still just alive. And the ability for someone to be able to capture that, it's so difficult. It's so difficult to be able to create something that continues to live. So I think more than anything, a movie like that is sort of like, it's almost like a saint for you, right? It's like you wear it like someone would wear like a Saint Christopher or something. Like you wear A Woman Under the Influence as like a great indication that a movie can live, can be alive. Also the quality of humor in darkness, right? There's some wonderful things when she has the friend come over, Die for Mr. Jenkins, I think it is. They're doing the Black Swan, right? They're doing the Swan thing. And she's like, die for Mr. Jenkins, children. There's some shit in there that's so outrageous. And to see a movie like that, you read about a movie like that, you understand how much guesswork and discovery goes into making a movie. If you're working with great people, you kind of let it evolve and happen, and you get what you get, and you see things, and you change everything so you can get the thing that you just saw. It's sort of a patron saint of a great living movie. My DP and I, so you have a relationship with your director of photography where that person is going to be making the picture, right? I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to position lights. I don't know about camera LUTs. I don't know about color temperatures and things. It's not my field. So you're putting a lot of trust into someone else. And Andre's more or less first time guy. He had made a movie on his own, and he'd done one other movie, I think, but for all intents and purposes, this was his first kind of thing. And I met him. You meet people 10 weeks before you work with them. That's it. That's your relationship. And so you try to find common ground. And when you're working with a lot of these guys, especially the ones whose tastes are really great, the iris through which things are permitted, right? Like the range of what they think is good is pretty limited, right? They don't hand out a lot of congratulations to anybody on anything. They tend to be serious artists, and they like these very few things. Everything else is bullshit. And I really appreciate that. And so we had this connection over Gus Van Sant movies and just how gorgeous they are. And Last Days being such a beautiful movie that Harris Savides had shot. And there's some trickery in that movie that's just exquisite. There's that long tracking shot where they're pulling up the track as it goes. There's legendary camera stuff in that movie. And My Own Private Idaho just had that lived-in textural loneliness to it, with also beauty and sex and such great performances. And the Pacific Northwest, just to be kind of like duh about it, there was that sort of flavor. And so we just found that, like, let's talk about that. Let's not talk about Hereditary. Like, we're not doing that. We don't give a fuck. Hereditary is a brilliant movie. I watched it. I hated the experience. It's a brilliantly made movie. I would never want to see that again or think about it. However, certain things like the slow motion shot of the cowboy coming into the porno bookstore is just perfect every time. It's just like that. You're just trying to make things that you like. For me, Bob Dylan is the greatest artist in any form, any medium, any genre, any whatever. That's the top guy. And so Ronaldo and Clara is just like the most abstracted version of sort of him at its most abstract. It features the white face makeup, which was so important for the Longlegs look. I put it out there because I want to put out movies and people are like, what the fuck is that? And so, because anybody can say Seven, I'm not going to sit here and say Seven. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to put a Brad Pitt movie on my list. As perfect as Brad Pitt is and as perfect as Seven is, it couldn't be better. But that's no one's easy for me. So if somebody wants to go find out about like where ideas come from and where inspiration comes from, for me, it's Bob Dylan, Bob Dylan, Bob Dylan, Bob Dylan, Bob Dylan. So I thought I'd put a Bob Dylan movie on. Not so hard. The Omen, I'm very close with David Seltzer, who wrote The Omen and wrote it on spec in a time when everything was sort of The Godfather from a huge book or The Exorcist from a huge book or that kind of vibe. And David was kind of like, I can just make this shit up. And I can make it up about people and about sort of the nature of how human beings interact and kind of the dark pockets of human desperation. Like the essential sort of sin of that movie, right, is that he's just like, I'll take any baby you got. Just give me a baby. It doesn't matter. I won't tell her. I'm not going to tell my wife this thing. I'm just give me a fucking jackal's baby. And the innocence of Damien, like Damien doesn't want to do. He doesn't want to fucking kill people. Like it's all for you, Damien, the nanny on the thing. Like there's so many wonderful, punchy, Richard Donner, Hollywood-sized moments in that movie, which are just a lot of fun. The Omen's really fun to me. The head slicing off with the glass is just a great gag. It's full of really great gags, and it uses religion, but not seriously. Do you know what I mean? In the same way that Longlegs uses religion, but not seriously. Like, I don't give a shit about the Bible. The Bible has really weird words in it. Do you know, the Bible has really like trippy word, like sentences in it. And that's what the Bible does for me. The replacement nanny with the eyes who comes with the dog, like it's just great shit. It's just so colorful and wonderful. I hope more people watch that movie.